Hey YouTube, it's the American Samurai back again with a quick review. This time we're looking at a UK comic. We're looking at Rogue Trooper. This is the classic Rogue Trooper. I think there was a reboot, but this is the original version. This is from Quality Comics. I think this was originally published in 2000 AD. So this is a UK comic review. It should be noted that the UK comics are shorter, so this is going to be shorter stories than what we Americans used to. This introduces to the first story is Body Looters. This is number 7, volume 1. This is from April 1987. So this would be a year before I was born. I was born in April 1988, so this comic is a year older than me. This introduces to the characters of Mr. Bland and Mr. Bass. And this chronicles their first meeting with Rogue Trooper. They will come back later on. And they're looting gears from both sides. The two armies have been at war for a long time. So they tend to scrounge at tech, fix it, and then sell it to both sides. Do learn more about them later on. It's Rogue Trooper's gear that you're seeing dollar signs off of. Of course, the gear actually has chips in them that belong to Rogue's various allies. Bagman, Helm, and Gunner. So it's not only the gear that's important to him, but the personality that's inside the gear, because the chips, the gear is actually allowing his friends to live even without their bodies. So Rogue Trooper is literally his whole squad in one person. In this story, we're introduced to basically the character of Pray for War, who is a trained soldier from the same side that Rogue Trooper works with. And Rogue Trooper meets the enemy's version of essentially his group. Rogue Trooper are genetically created essentially the Skrull soldiers. You guys are for those more familiar with Marvel Comics, like the Skrull Super Soldier program or Super Soldier program for the Captain America. But these are the Southern Army's version of that. I forget the names of both armies. So there's the Northern Army, there's the Southern Army, like Civil War. So you're starting to think Pray for War is kind of a good guy. I mean, he's a personal soldier, that's what he's trained for. But you see there's difference, because he wants to kill the civilians. So as far as he's concerned, you know, they're bad guys, and he doesn't care about wiping out civilians. Of course, Rogue actually still has his humanity. You know, he's the genetic soldier, but he's more human than the actual human is. So yeah, so he actually leaves the guy because he actually does have a heart. But, you know, Pray for War, he kind of had all bred out of him. Training. This focuses mainly on Rogue Trooper's whole, you know, loyalty to his friends, and mainly focuses on Helm, who's the guy in his helmet. This story is about him and having to fight using the possibility that he might end up losing Helm. Because when he's using grenades to take down these auto sentries, but one of the grenades is thrown back at him, so he has to use Helm to stop the bomb. Of course, luckily for them, the bomb ends up going deep enough and it's a dud, so he still has Helm at the end of it. The reason Helm fell off is because the strap was broke. So, you know, a lot of British comics are actually anthologies. In 2000 AD, you had a lot of different characters. Rogue Trooper is probably one of the more famous ones, along with Judge Dredd. Rogue Troopers had games, but there's never been a Rogue Trooper movie, sadly. It's just not popular enough in the US. Which is saying I'd love to see a Rogue Trooper movie. And then we have Assassination Run, which I think is one of the last stories. Rogue Troopers infiltrated a group because a bunch of soldiers from his group have been captured. And this is our return of our true looters. One of them worked for the Southern, I guess the other one probably worked for the Northern, which would make sense, before they decided to go freelance. As to whether they were enlisted and their time was just up and they decided to both work together, I don't know. But this gives a little bit of backstory. Yeah. So they captured a group of the Northerners, so they send them the information they want to make money off Rogue, kind of turn them in. Of course, they managed to take out some of their generals and then leave. Overall, Rogue's main story is trying to find the traitor general who betrayed them and got most of their guys killed. I have 2 big volumes of the original story in black and white, which is how the comic was originally done. A lot of UK comics versions did in black and white, and then later on went to color. But yeah, so overall, I give this a 5 out of 5. I really enjoy the Rogue Trooper comics. And when it comes to the British 2000 AD comics, that tends to be my favorite of the 2000 AD, is the Rogue Trooper. I'm not really a Judge Dredd guy. With Rogue Trooper, I kind of feel like you have kind of a clear hero here. So yeah, this is my favorite of the 2000 AD comics. Let me know who your favorite character is in the comments below. I feel like I'm going to get a lot of Judge Dredd, but yeah, this is my first UK comic review I've done in a while, so let me know what you think. I've got a couple others. I actually do have a couple issues of 2000 AD, the American version. Let me know if you want to see me do those. Alright, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon if you're new, and until next time, later days.